What's going on, everybody? Welcome in. It's Dylan and Ross A Sports here. Full press coverage, Full Press Radio Network. You got Dylan Sanders at Dilly Sanders on Twitter, rocking the Wild Aces hat. Aces Wild, baby. Ross Jackson here at Ross Jackson Nola on Twitter. Thank you very much for joining us here on Dylan and Ross A Sports. Once again, brought to you by Full Press Coverage, Full Press Radio Network. Dylan, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing good, Ross.
Good.
You might want to slow it down. I know with your old age, you might.
I was just saying, I was getting a little tired. Yeah,
you might get a little tired, Ross. I hate to break it to you, but you are old officially.
I'm officially old. Oh man, Dylan, of course, referring to what would be my favorite thing from Twitter today, which has been the Saints Twitter. Honestly, all told.
Which one?
Yeah, we learned today that there are two Saints Twitters. There is like Saints Twitter, and then there's this other Saints Twitter. And what happened was that somebody put together one of the brackets, which is always a lot of fun during the offseason. These things happen to where you get either media folk brackets or you get Twitter brackets and things like that, where people can vote, and then the person that wins the voting wins the bracket, all this other stuff. It's perfect for this time of year, of course, with March Madness and everything going on. And so there was a bracket that came out earlier today that was the Saints Twitter bracket that had everyone going. Snoop Dogg meme, Snoop Dogg gif, like who? What's going on here? And then somebody made a new bracket this afternoon that is called the Old People Saints Twitter bracket. And so I officially found my name on the Old People Saints Twitter bracket. Proudly a 3 seed. Shout out Joe Horn's cell phone. Appreciate you. So yeah, a lot of hard work putting together all of those things, like all of those. The bracket graphic and then all the polls and everything. So shout out to Joe Horn's cell phone for getting that done.
Yes, Ross. I just spent the last 30 seconds creating a meme.
Did you get it?
I'll show it now. Yeah, I'll show it now on the stream.
No. Oh no, it's gonna be me. That's really good. That's really good. Wow, I am impressed that you pulled that off so quickly and had the thought. So why don't you describe this to folks that are listening?
All right, so it is a picture of the Javon Wims punching Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is labeled 30-year-old Saints fans and reporters. And then the Javon Wims is old people bracket, because everybody that is in the bracket is like, okay, it's nice that I'm in this bracket, but why is it called the old people bracket?
I love it so much. That's really good. That's really, really good. Yeah.
Truly no one in that bracket is old.
I don't know. I mean, I'm 31, so pretty up there, I guess. Oh man. But proud to be a part of the bracket. Very much appreciate the support, everybody. Very much appreciate the shout outs as well. So that was pretty dope. That was pretty cool.
Oh man.
That's funny. I'm gonna go retweet. I'm not gonna retweet the polls. I'm not gonna ask for votes. I'm just gonna let people vote. But I am gonna go retweet your meme. That is absolutely for certain.
All right, Ross. I'm also gonna send you a video, and we're gonna play a game. From my favorite thing from Twitter, we're gonna play a game.
All right. Looking forward to it. Got it.
Got it.
Don't want to see the whole thing yet. Here we go. All right. Let's do it. Bloop. Yeah. All right.
All right, Ross. And I need you to pause it whenever I tell you to pause it, all right?
Okay. Here we go. Okay.
All right. So it's guess the NFL quarterback by their forehead, Ross. And I want you. I know the answer. Obviously, I want you to take a guess. Take a wild guess at who it is.
This is very obviously to me Peyton Manning.
Okay. All right. Now you can continue.
with the best and
Ross is completely off camera. Ross is sideways now. Just as an update for the listeners.
No. Oh, they got me. Oh, that's good.
Ross, I knew
that
specifically that I saw this. I was like, I could send this to Ross, but I could also just show it to him on the show.
That is too good. So for anybody listening, the as opposed to watching, the top of the forehead is clearly Peyton Manning. I think I'm fairly certain that's Peyton.
It is definitely Peyton Manning.
And as the rest of it revealed, it is a Photoshop of Peyton Manning's forehead and sort of not even like really cut, but just cut out and then put on top of the full photo of Lamar Jackson, which comes out of absolute nowhere. That's hysterical. That's really good. That was a good laugh.
Yes.
I enjoyed that extremely much. Oh, man. We have a lot to get to today, talking mostly about NFL free agency, because NFL free agency has continued to roll along. We've seen more signings, more trades, more things happening. Let's start off with a familiar topic. We talked a little bit yesterday about the Malcolm Brown trade. New Orleans Saints trading Malcolm Brown, defensive tackle, to the Jacksonville Jaguars. We won't spend much time on this trade, but we do know that it's an undisclosed draft pick. That actually just hit the transaction wire as well, the Saints announcing that trade. However, I think that's really interesting is that over on the West Coast, we also saw another trade between the Rams and the Lions. Remember, the Rams and Lions swapped quarterbacks earlier on this season. Jared Goff now a Lion, Matt Stafford now a Ram. The Rams have now traded defensive tackle Michael Brockers to the Lions for a 2023 seventh round pick. So when you talk about the undisclosed draft pick that the Saints got for Malcolm Brown, who's a little bit more of a one tech nose tackle, you have to imagine that they're getting less I'm not sorry, you don't have to imagine anything, but I'm curious what the compensation is going to be if Michael Brockers, a penetrating three tech, ends up getting or somebody that can be a penetrating three tech, ends up yielding a 2023, so 2 years in advance, seventh round pick. And that's not even the best story attached to this trade, by the way. I just want to preface that. We'll circle back to the best story about that trade here in a second, but I want to talk about the compensation first.
I don't know. Do you think it was a good trade?
I think that Michael Brockers was somebody that a lot of folks sort of expected to get cut by Los Angeles for the salary cap savings. So I think if you get anything back for a player that you're expecting to cut, probably, then it's a good trade. Because if you were just going to move on from that player anyway to create space, it doesn't matter what you get, as long as you get something at some point.
Yeah, and shout out to, I mean, and in that same vein, shout out to the Raiders getting a third for Rodney Hudson.
Right. Yeah,
they were about to cut him.
Yeah.
And you mean to tell me that they were about to cut him when they could have gotten a third for compensation?
Could you imagine? Could you imagine somehow we would have found out later, like Indianapolis signs him or something like that, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Yeah, we would have traded a third for him." Wherever he ended up going, I don't remember where Rodney Hudson went at the moment, but Arizona thing. Oh, right, because Arizona made all the moves today.
Yeah. Yesterday was the Patriots. Today was Arizona.
Yeah. So let's talk about. Yeah, absolutely, and we'll talk about them more in just a moment. But I want to hit on some of the better story from the Michael Brockers trade. So Michael Brockers, as we prefaced before, the Rams and Lions have dealt now 2 times in the offseason here so far. And the first trade being the swap of Jared Goff and Matthew Stafford with some additional trade compensation going to the Lions from the Rams, because the Rams ain't never caring about no draft capital at all. The Michael Brockers was quoted as saying that I want to make sure I get the verbiage right, but basically was quoted as saying that Matthew Stafford is a level up. Thank you, from Jared Goff. Is a level up over Jared Goff. This is a Mike Florio piece, which I assume is over at PFT. Michael Brockers, Matthew Stafford is a, quote, level up over Jared Goff. Now, Michael Brockers gets traded to the Lions, having now to play on the same team again as Jared Goff, which is just outstanding. I don't know if I call it karma. I don't know if I call it poetic justice. I don't know what it is, but I love
justice.
it.
Every
Great
time
movie. Great, phenomenal movie, by the way. But yes, also Kendrick. Also Kendrick. Shout out Kendrick. Yeah, I love that. I thought that was just hysterical.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, no, that's great. That's great. I always love stuff like that. And the good thing is, hey, they one's on offense, one's on defense.
Right. They never have to share the field or anything like that. But it's just it's so good.
It's gonna be good. It's very I would say poetic justice.
Yeah, it really is more that than karma, right? Because the guy didn't really do anything wrong. I mean, I would certainly say that Matt Stafford is a level up over Jared Goff. Now maybe I'll get traded to the Detroit Lions and get a contract. That'd be pretty dope. I also want the New Orleans Saints to give me, and I mentioned this we did Locked on NFL a couple of days ago after Taysom Hill got his 4-year, $140 million contract. I want a 4-year, $140 million voidable contract because why not? Why couldn't I have one? It's all voided. Doesn't matter.
This just in, Full Press Radio has signed Ross Jackson to a 14-year, $1 million voidable, all years voidable contract.
And $500,000 of it is a signing bonus that spreads out over the life of the 10-year contract, please.
Yes.
Please make sure. Man, I just want to first say thank you to Ian Glendon for signing me to such a wealthy contract and such a long-term contract. It's great to have some job security. Very much appreciate you. Oh, I love it. Let's talk a little bit about the this is interesting. This actually just came out. Ian Rappaport, NFL Network, Jaguars receiving trade calls from teams about
Gardner Minshew.
Yes, Gardner Minshew. Who would be a team that would trade for Gardner Minshew?
The Bears.
Might as well.
I mean,
could you imagine? Could you imagine being a Bears fan? In that instance, you've gone from the high of maybe we'll get Russell Wilson to signing Andy Dalton, which doesn't take you out of the running for Russell Wilson, but it's very clear that the Seahawks don't intend to trade Russell Wilson.
They shouldn't.
Right. To then making a trade for Gardner Minshew.
Yeah. I mean, hey. I mean, I hear they're offering 3 firsts and 2 starters for a quarterback.
Yeah, that was the big thing, was to hear that trade compensation. 3 firsts, 1 second, and 2 starters is what they offered for Russell Wilson. And the Seahawks were like, nah, we're not. We're not planning on doing that at all, which makes perfect sense. Again, I don't see the Seahawks moving on from Russell Wilson unless he absolutely says, hey, I want out. You have to trade me. This stinks. Now, it's worth mentioning that Seattle has still not addressed the offensive line in free agency at all.
Have they addressed anything?
Not really.
Have they made any moves?
I think they signed 1 player, if I remember correctly. I'm going to go ahead and pull it up real quick. But there has not been any work done on that offensive line whatsoever. They've re-signed Poona Ford, nose tackle, and then they signed quarterback Ahkello Witherspoon from the San Francisco 49ers, 1-year, $4 million deal, fully guaranteed, after losing Shaquille Griffin.
So they've only gotten worse.
So far, nothing going on. And all the best, a bunch of the best offensive linemen are already off the board at this point.
I don't know. The 49ers, the Seahawks have not done much at all.
Not doing great. Not going great for them. But in the NFC West, there is one team that's putting in a lot of good work, and it's the Arizona Cardinals, who we alluded to earlier. Something new?
The Illinois guard Kendra Green ran a 4.85. Future Saint.
Oh, there you go. They do love some fast offensive linemen. Fast offensive linemen are great.
Yeah. Wow.
Those get a lot of attention. Yeah, the Arizona Cardinals, though, have been very, very busy. So after kicking off free agency, essentially, by signing J.J. Watt before the negotiation period opened, he was cut. So he was a street free agent, meaning that he could sign immediately with any team that he wanted to. He announced via his Instagram and Twitter with his shirt on, like with the Arizona Cardinals shirt on, that he was signing with the Arizona Cardinals. So they got him on a 2-year, $31 million deal. $23 million guaranteed. And they also re-signed Marcus Golden, which was great for them. A couple of other pieces there as well. They signed Andy Lee, re-signed Andy Lee, kept their punter, worked on special teams. Robert Alford staying there. And then today, in a couple of moves, they agreed to terms on a 1-year deal with a base value of $6 million. I think they can go up to $8 or $8.5 million, if I remember correctly, for wide receiver AJ Green. And they traded, or are in the midst of finalizing a trade, for Rodney Hudson from the Las Vegas Raiders so they get Rodney Hudson in a 2021 7th-round pick, and they give up a 3rd-round selection in 2021 in order to get him, which I think is a solid trade for both sides. Because as you mentioned, Las Vegas was trying to trade him, and it was going to cut him anyway.
Yeah. Speaking of offensive lineman, Ross, how have we not talked about last night or this morning at like 3 a.m. Trent Williams signing a 6-year, $138 million deal.
Huge.
At 32 years, Ross. Keep in mind.
Yeah. So he's on contract until he's 38. At this point, 6 years, $138 million. $55 million guaranteed in there as well. Let me go look at the contract structure to kind of break it down and see how quickly they get through that guaranteed money, because obviously, like, the fact that it is a 6-year deal doesn't actually mean anything. It kind of depends on when they're out from the guarantees, as we always talk about here on the show. There's no structure up at the moment, but the signing bonus is $30 million. There's $30.1 million. So there's only $25 million you have to get through. So I would imagine that they would probably get through that in the first 3 years, so that so they can get out from under his contract pretty much halfway through its actual lifespan, which would make a lot of sense. Because you can't expand the signing bonus beyond 2025, because you can only spread that out over 5 years anyway, with it being a 6-year deal. So you're going to end up pushing some of that proration in anyway, because it's a 5-year deal, or it's basically 5 years of extension. So usually those contracts that are like 5-year deals, they're usually the team out happens after the 3rd year, where there's only 2 years worth of dead money remaining. So I could see that being the case. That'd be like 3 years, then they're out from the guarantees, and then they could move on if they wanted to.
Ross,
or renegotiate for another 6-year deal at that point when he is 35 years old.
Ross, have you mentioned pro days are going on, Ross, you mentioned Josh Imatorbhebhe.
Yes.
That's someone to watch. Have you seen his vertical yet, Ross?
I have not seen his vertical. I mean, I have seen him.
Ross, don't look it up. I will tell you the number right now. 46.5.
Yeah, I expected somewhere around 47 inches. That's incredible.
An NFL combine record, by the way.
Yeah, that's incredible. I've seen him jump before for like a vertical and be measured, but it was coming into college, right? It was like that part, and that was like a 47.5 at that time or something like that, which, that's a rough number and everything, but yeah, 46.5, 47 is about what I expected to see from him.
Yeah, that's just absurd.
It's wild.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. And for those who don't know, Josh Imatorbhebhe is also like 6'3", 6'4". Like, he's also tall. Everything. What did he run?
I didn't see that. People are, I mean, honestly, like, understandably so, people are only talking about the vertical.
They should be talking about his 42.
What did he run?
4.48.
I mean, hey,
unofficial. Oh my goodness. That's insane. That's what 46.5 inches looks like right there, of air underneath a human being's feet. That's wild. Dylan is showing me a photo of the jump. Wow, that's impressive. You can see that. Dylan, you should retweet that. You can find it on his Twitter at Dilly Sanders if you want to take a look at it, if you're listening to us online as opposed to watching. That's pretty incredible, man. Like, yeah, he's going to be something else. But we also have to pump the brakes, right? Because remember Hakeem Butler.
Yeah.
Now, Hakeem Butler also dealt with injury problems and things like that. But Hakeem Butler, 6'5", 227, and put up combine numbers of a 4.48 40, and then leapt 36 inches, which is not 46 and a half, but still put up great numbers for his size. 128-inch broad jump, 18 on the bench as well, and it didn't pan out for him. But again, he also dealt with injuries and things like that. But Joshua Matorbebe to go 6'3", 6'4", run a 4.48 unofficially at the moment. He had an 11.2 broad jump, 24 reps, and then the 46.5-inch vertical, which is just insane.
I would not mind seeing him in black and gold, Ross.
No. Not at all. I more than certainly would not either. And they've had a visit. But I think he's going to be one of those guys that's going to be like one of those second, third rounders that can pan out big time for a team.
Well, I mean, Ross, we got to remember, again, Hakeem Butler, everybody had this hype on him, and he went to the 5th or 6th or something like that.
Yeah.
He went late.
So
yeah, we don't really know.
He was outside of the top 100.
Yeah.
He was outside of the top 100 in that draft. But again, injuries. Have to remember that. Yeah. So Nike opening is where I saw him jump 47.1 there. And also it's incredible. Yeah. So the highest ever recorded at the NFL Combine is 46 inches by Gerald Sensabaugh, 2005. There's a name I haven't thought of in a long time.
There's a name I've never heard.
Gerald Sensabaugh?
Yeah.
That's a name I haven't heard in a while, but a last name I'll never forget because it's a great last name.
There's Cody Sensabaugh. That's the one I think of.
Cody Sensabaugh, yeah, absolutely. What is this? Thoughts? ? Quarterback to monitor. Nope. Somebody was like asking me for my thoughts on Gardner Minshew, and I'm like, there's 3 quarterbacks on the Saints roster right now. Like,
calm down.
It's all good.
Calm down.
Man, I love it. We also got to see. Go ahead.
I was going to say, did you see Shaq's March Madness bracket, Ross?
No, I did not. I have been watching Shaq put his foot in his mouth over and over again to Candace Parker every time he gets the opportunity to. But opposite that, I haven't seen much from Shaquille O'Neal.
Well, of course, Ross. His champions, Ross. The LSU Tigers.
Does he have him dropping 90 on Michigan like you do, though?
I mean, I don't know, Ross, but watch it. Ross Jackson.
Come here.
Look at me, Ross. Look at me in my eyes, Ross.
Look close.
look at me in my eyes, Ross. They're going to drive 90 on them.
I love it. So good. Trying to see. So today also on SEC Network, they rolled the Georgia Pro Day. And Eric Stokes, who ran an unofficial 4.28 at the House of Athletic Scouting Combine in Fort Lauderdale, which is on the regional combines, replicated that by running an unofficial 4.28 and 4.3 at Georgia's Pro Day today.
So he's fast.
He feast. I think he's interesting. 38.5-inch vertical as well, so he nearly got to 40 there. Measuring at 6 foot 5/8, 194 pounds, so he's bulked up 78-inch wingspan. So he'll be somebody to watch. He's somebody that's always kind of been a fringe first rounder too. So this athletic testing might have helped him out a little bit in getting there. Are we getting RAS scores this year? Where's Math Bomb?
Yeah, we are.
Heck yeah.
Oh, do you want to hear something crazy about hey Ross? On a scale, so the RAS scores go to 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think Creed Humphrey tested as? Give me a number.
Creed Humphrey.
He is very athletic, yeah.
Yeah, very athletic. So I would say out of 10, this is an offensive lineman, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
My guess for like a very athletic offensive lineman which the thing that's really nice about RES is that it scales by position and expectation, all these other things. So I would say like 8.5.
He got a 10 out of 10,
10
on
out of 10.
on the RAS scale.
That's amazing.
That was with the unofficial numbers. So
yes, yeah.
But still.
Wow. That's really incredible.
Creed Humphrey, someone to watch for teams that like athletic, versatile interior offensive linemen, Ross.
Yeah.
Do you know any? Do you know any?
Yeah, hopefully the Seattle Seahawks someday.
Oh man.
Eric Stokes' RAS score for 4 hours to go out of 10, a 9.99.
Who?
Eric Stokes.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, got elite in everything except for weight. He came in at 194, but that's up from his college weight, which was like 185, 184. And so, if he gets that weight up, then he would probably, I guess that would have made him maybe a 10 at that point, which is pretty impressive. But his 40-yard dash was 9.99. Both of his splits were great. His vertical was 8.75. Broad jump 9.15. Height 8.64. So pretty great.
All right, Ross. So how about we go to break, come back, talk some basketball, and then maybe do a bracket fight? It'd be weird if we didn't do a bracket fight this week.
We have got to do at least one bracket fight. So we'll absolutely do that. And we'll talk about basketball, which I'm going to hate. And you'll know why when we get back from the break, why I'm going to hate this. So we'll talk through it here in just a moment.
I'm happy about basketball for the first time.
Yeah, you're happy about it.
17 games.
I am angry. I tuned in at any point. We'll talk about it more here in just a little bit. Dylan and Ross Say Sports Full Press Coverage, Full Press Radio Network. All right, we're on break on the audio side.
But we here on the video. I'm gonna get you something to drink, Ross.
All right, I'm gonna just hang out right here. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Here we go, dude. We're gonna look at let's do a mock draft. Let's do a Saints mock draft, like real quick. I don't know. I don't even know if anybody cares to do a Saints mock draft, but we're gonna do one super quickly. I have 3 minutes to get one done. Do it. Oh, I can't share it because Dylan has the share controls. Never mind. Sorry, I thought we were gonna do something fun. Should have had him put my share screen up. Darn it. Well, that's all right. I guess we'll be fine. Woof. Oh, Dylan, here he comes. I was gonna. Oh, you're not back yet. I have to wait. Can't hear me because he used his headphones. I have to wait for him to actually sit down and put on his headphones and all that other stuff. Hey. I thought I was gonna be genius. I was like, all right, let's do while Dylan's gone and during the 3 minutes that we're on break here, let's do a really, really quick Saints mock draft. But then I didn't have a way to I couldn't share.
Oh yeah.
So next time.
Quick Saints mock draft, Ross. Round one. Round one. Eric Stokes.
Xavier Collins, but yeah.
I was just thinking the first name.
Mm-hmm.
Round two. Tylen Wallace.
Oh, Tylen Wallace, yeah.
Ooh, round three.
Benjamin St. Juice for the first one.
David Moore.
And David Moore for the second one? All right, I'll take that.
Yeah, round four.
Round four. Be a good round four. Oh, Jamie Newman.
Okay.
They don't have a fifth. They have a compensatory sixth.
Javian Hawkins.
No, Javian Hawkins.
Hear me out. Javian Hawkins.
I like it.
I feel like round he would be really fun. Round seven.
If they got a seventh, if they get a seventh with the trade here, Ben Mason.
Grant Stewart.
Also great. I'll take either.
Racy McMath. We need a gunner. Racy McMath.
They need a gunner. Yeah, absolutely. All right, we're back. Well, that's why I took Benjamin St. Juice, because you can have Benjamin St. Juice do that too.
Oh, yeah.
All right, everybody, we are back. Dylan and Ross A Sports, Full Press Coverage, Full Press Radio Network. Thank you very much for being here with us for the bottom half hour of today's show, getting into some NBA talk. Dylan, I'm going to just let you lead this one off because I'm mad. I'm angry. I hate the NBA.
Ross is upset.
I don't want anything to do with it.
I wonder why.
I'll tell you why.
Damn it.
Dang it. Gosh darn it.
Okay, Ned Flanders.
No, I was going for Phillip Rivers. Dadgummit. I don't know why you're so upset, Ross. Because I was watching the stew out of me. I was watching the Pelicans game last night, Ross. And with about 16 minutes left, they were up 17 points. So I was like, okay, I can turn this one off. This is over. So I mean, I assume they won. Why are you so upset, Ross? I'm gonna fill you in, but I'm gonna try to let this happen pretty lightly. Okay. So you mentioned that the Pelicans had a 17-point lead. You say correct?
Yeah.
15-point lead going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a quick share screen real quick, just of a random Google page, and I'm just gonna show you a little something. So if you want to pull that up for us. Harmless, right? Pretty harmless, just usual Google page and everything. Well, here's the deal.
Oh, Ross.
Right, yeah. So the final score of that very game was 125 to 124, but the caveat being that the Pelicans actually found a way to lose that game. They lost that game.
Welcome to the club of you just got to accept whenever Dame Lillard is Dame Lillard.
True.
There's nothing you can do, Ross, because I've been completely immune to losing to Dame Lillard for years now. And I think it's just something that comes with the territory of having hope in your basketball team.
Yeah. Because
inevitably where there's hope, there is Damian Lillard to dash all your dreams, Ross. I will show you the moment that I lost hope against Damian Lillard.
Cool. While you do that, Damian Lillard dropped 50 points in this game. 50 points, 6 rebounds, 10 assists.
Mm-hmm.
The Trailblazers scoring 43 in the fourth quarter. Pelicans scoring only 29. This stunk. All
right, here's okay. So to set the scene, 0.9 seconds left. Houston's up by 2. This is the first round of the playoffs. Portland is ahead in the series 3-2. Just to set the scene.
Yeah. So we've got an inbound coming from the near side here, or from the far side.
Okay. Caught by Damian Lillard. Ross, where is Damian Lillard on the court?
He is right now just almost to the shoulder. He's basically right on the outside of the 3-point line, maybe about 33 feet. 33, 35, somewhere around there. Oh, he's just going to shoot that. Oh, he's just going to make that. Oh, okay.
Oh, and he's just going to eliminate the Rockets.
That's a 1-point win and an elimination right there for the Houston Rockets. Yeah, that does not.
I'm numb now.
I could see why you would no longer be affected by Dame Lillard. Dame Lillard where is he right now in the NBA in terms of like top 10, top 5?
You have to put him top 5.
He's easily top 5, right?
Mm-hmm. There are 2 discussions that have been ended this season, Ross. Damian Lillard's top 5, and Steph Curry is the best shooter of all time.
Right.
I will not have any arguments about either of those.
What would the top 5 be in the NBA right now?
My top 5, my personal top 5.
Sure.
LeBron.
Uh-huh.
Steph.
Mm-hmm.
Giannis.
Okay.
James Harden, Damian Lillard.
Wow. Okay. Does that take into consideration Anthony Davis being injured, or is Anthony Davis just not top 5 for you?
He's not top 5.
Will he be top 5 if he ever thinks New Orleans?
No, he'll be bottom 20. At this point, it would be weak. It'd be weak for him.
Could you imagine if like now all of a sudden he decided to thank New Orleans? Everybody would be like, "No, thank you."
I don't want it. Then you could tweet out Anthony Davis thanked New Orleans before Anthony Davis.
I almost put because Drew Brees put out there was a video of a thank you message from Drew Brees to New Orleans, and I almost wrote Drew Brees thanked New Orleans twice before Anthony Davis thanked New Orleans.
Yeah, Ross. Also in other news, Trevor Ariza, the ultimate salary filler. Trevor Ariza, not a bad job to have. Just get paid a lot of money to be able to be traded.
He's the greatest trade piece in NBA history.
He has now been traded 11 times, Ross.
Wow.
After being traded to the Miami Heat for Myers, Leonard, and a pick, I believe. You have to imagine Myers Leonard is there for salary reasons and will probably get cut.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Woof.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But yeah, no, it's rough. He went from Knicks to the Magic to the Lakers to the Houston as a free agent to the Hornets, traded to the Hornets, traded to the Wizards, traded to the Rockets. Then traded to the Suns, then signed to the Suns as a free agent, then traded to the Wizards, traded to the Kings, traded to the Blazers, traded to the Rockets again, traded to the Pistons, traded to the Thunder, and then traded to the Heat.
Woof. So he got moved a lot. He moved around a lot. We get our first four games tomorrow, or all four of our first four games tomorrow in college basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Texas taking on Mount St. Mary's.
Yeah.
Drake taking on Wichita State, App State, Norfolk State, and then UCLA and Michigan State.
UCLA and Michigan State should be fun.
Yeah, that's an 11 seed battle along with Drake, Wichita State.
I think Drake has the best chance of beating USC. Mm-hmm. So I hope Drake wins.
Yeah.
I like upsets. I like upsets. I like upsets except for in the 8 and 9 spot. We don't need upsets there. They're not that crazy. Might as well just let the favorite win in those.
Wouldn't you love that, huh? How do you feel about number 1 versus number 8?
Oh, that's like a number 8's historically score at least 90 points against the number 1 seed.
Oh, I love
Ross,
it. Nothing is not consistent.
You better hope that LSU does not drop 90 on them. I don't even care if they lose at that point, but if they drop 90 on Ross, I'm gonna act a fool.
As well, you should. It's not going to happen, but as well, you should act a fool about that.
It's happening. Cam Thomas dropping 30.
Cam Thomas, he is pretty incredible.
Trendon Watford dropping 25. The rest will figure it out. I don't feel like doing the math, but it's gonna be a 90-point game. Mark my words.
Yike! Should be a ton of fun.
There are a couple games that are going to be a lot of fun. NBA Dynasty Oreos, Ross. They're Oreos with NBA team logos on them. How do you feel about that?
Are they just standard logos, or did they make the cream different colors and all this other stuff?
I think they're just standard logos.
Then I'm down. It's when they start messing with them and doing color, like they start doing like blue and red on the inside and the filling, or doing something that's not the chocolate cookie, and they're trying to do too much like that. I'm out at that point. But
yeah. Let's see. I saw an article that I wanted to talk about. Or do you want to just jump to a bracket fight, because I don't know where the article is.
If you can't find the article, we can go straight to the bracket fight. I'm all about that.
What we did not figure out, Ross, is what bracket fight we're doing.
Oh, I just thought maybe you had one. We can do I don't know. Is there any? We should do an NFL bracket fight of some sort.
Ooh, NFL.
And maybe look at it by like off season or something. Like who's had the best off season so far.
Let's see. Well, it's definitely not Seattle.
Seattle, that's true. 100% not Seattle. Seattle, I feel like, is there any team that hasn't made a move yet? I think every team has now made a move.
I mean, it would be hard to not have made a move.
Has Philadelphia done anything?
Skip. Yep. Flip, Philadelphia. I don't know. I think so. Yeah, they could have, or I would believe anything.
I don't. They have. I mean, they've had players leave.
I mean, I guess that's technically something.
I don't feel like they've done anything yet. There's all the talk about them potentially trading Zach Ertz.
Yeah, well, he's been given permission to look for one. Look for it. Look for it, I believe.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see any. I see a lot of things resulting from inactivity.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, once the league year began, Derek Barnett's 2021 salary became guaranteed, so he's not going anywhere, right? Because his 2021 thing. Apparently, the Eagles are reportedly closely monitoring the Deshaun Jackson situation with the potential trade for Deshaun Jackson. Mm-hmm. And then our potential trade destinations for Zach Ertz, but that's really it. Like, I don't know that they've signed anyone or done anything. I haven't seen it yet. Here are some interesting trade destinations for Zach Ertz, according to ESPN. Actually, let me ask you this. Where would you like to see Zach Ertz show up or get traded to if he was traded?
Buffalo.
Sure.
But I mean, it does make sense. It does make sense.
Yeah. I would send him to Los Angeles, the Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
The Chargers, to me, feel like the best, a very good spot for him. Since the Patriots went and signed every tight end on the market again, they no longer have Hunter Henry in Los Angeles. So I would say the Chargers. Chargers are one of the teams on this list. They also have the Seattle Seahawks. They have the Buffalo Bills.
Mm-hmm.
And they have the Indianapolis Colts. When talking about the Buffalo Bills, they're basically saying, here's some intel from ESPN Bills insider, Marcel Louis Jacques, who's awesome, by the way. The Bills have not been shy about wanting more production out of their tight ends in 2021, especially after watching players such as Travis Kelce, Mike Gesicki, and Darren Waller carve up Buffalo's defense that struggled covering the position last season. So only the Jets gave up more yards to opposing tight ends, and basically their tight ends weren't productive in 2020. So you have the display of tight ends being very efficient against your defense, but then an inability on your offensive side to utilize your tight ends. So here's a shot to add some fire to that position, especially after also signing Emmanuel Sanders as a wide receiver there. Pretty good addition for Buffalo if they were able to do it.
I know that there's been said to be interest at least. That's good. Which is all you can really ask for.
Yeah. I imagine you're probably doing like a day 3 pick to get them.
Yes. All right, Ross, let's start off with something that's probably going to take us into tomorrow, but I'm down for it. We got mascot madness, Ross.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Now, how do we want to? Which mascot we like better? Who would win in a fight? Who would win in a basketball game? What do you want to go with?
Let's just go with which one we like better. I feel like doing it by I feel like doing it by anything else. I think I have to answer this. I think I have
A
to
call?
answer this. Yeah. So why don't you start, and I'll be right back.
Okay. Good luck with whatever that is. All right. Well, it's just me for now. I'll keep an eye out for whenever Ross comes back. Let's see, how does it look like this? That looks okay, but all right. So we're gonna start off with the Klondike bar versus I don't know what this is, but I'm going with Klondike. Athletic. He's athletic, but I gotta go with Chuck E. Cheese. All right. Chef Boyardee versus the Starbucks lady. I'm going Chef Boyardee. Shout out to the homie. Little Caesar versus Jollibee. I've never had Jollibee. I'll go Little Caesar, I guess. Don't know who that is versus the Nesquik Bunny. Shout out to the Nesquik Bunny. Kool-Aid Man is gonna make a run. Coca-Cola Panda Bears versus Ronald McDonald. Coca-Cola Polar Bear. Chester Cheetah versus just a bunny. That's not even the Energizer Brothers. You gotta go Chester Cheetah. The Kid Cuisine versus the pirate from the Pirate's Booty, the white cheddar popcorn. Red M&M versus I don't even know what that is. Burger King versus Lucky Charms. Burger King. Jolly Green Giant versus a child with an eye patch. I'm not giving the Quaker Oats guy any run. The Bubblegum Goose versus Mr. Peanut. Ooh, I gotta go Mr. Peanut. I remember specifically loving her as a kid. Not like that. Panda Express Panda Bear versus the Trix Rabbit. Oh, this is a tough one. Trix Rabbit had a personality. The chocolate chip scared me, and for that reason, I'm gonna go with the chocolate chip. The Mozzarella Man versus Hardee's Star. Again, I'm going the Hardee's Star because it made me scared to eat my cheese sticks as a kid. Arby's Oven Mitt versus listen, I don't. This is too much for me. Dig'em versus this crazy. I don't know. I don't remember what that's from, but I'm going Dig'ems. A squirrel versus the Vlasic pickles. No, Vlasic pickles. I don't know what either of these are. I'm going here. The Elf versus the Sour Patch Kid. Sour Patch Kid. Jack in the Box is winning that one. A&W Bear, I've never heard of it, so I'm going to go with the Maybell cow. Colonel Sanders, I got to go Colonel Sanders for at least one round because he is my namesake. Warheads versus this just mouth. I don't know what either of these are. That dude freaks me out. The Jelly Belly Bean versus the Lemon Head. Jelly Belly Bean. Again, I don't know what either of those are. The Hubba Bubba Kid versus the Hawaiian Punch guy. I'm going Double Bubble. Pepsi Man versus the Kosher Salt. This is not a round one, but I'm going Pepsi Man. Klondike Bear versus Chuck E. Cheese. I'm going Chuck E. Cheese. Chef Boyardee versus Little Caesar. I'm going Little Caesar. Nesquik versus Kool-Aid Man. I'm going Kool-Aid Man. Polar Bear. Coke versus Chester Cheetah. I'm going Chester Cheetah. Kid Cuisine versus the Red M&M. I'm going Kid Cuisine. Shout out Kid Cuisine. Burger King versus Jolly Green Giant, going Burger King. Going Goose over that. I don't know what that is. See, Trix Rabbit versus the Cookie with the Smile. I'm gonna go Cookie with a Smile. Hardy Star versus the Arby's Glove. Hardy Star. Dig'em versus the Vlasic Pelican. I'm going Vlasic. Sour Patch Kid. Jack in the Box versus Maybell Cow. I'm going Jack in the Box. Warheads versus that. I'm going Warheads. Jelly Belly Bean. And I don't know who that is. Pepsi Man versus Double Bubble Kid. I'm going Pepsi Man. Chuck E. Cheese versus Chef Boyardee. I'm gonna go Chuck E. Cheese. Kool-Aid Man versus Cheshire Cheetah. No Kool-Aid Man. Sorry. Kid Cuisine versus Burger King. Gotta go Burger King. Vlasic. Jack in the Box. Warhead versus Pepsi Man. All right, and I will wait for Ross to get back to finish this side of the bracket. So until then, how are y'all doing? I'm doing good. Okay, wait, Ross is back. Ross is back. Hello. Hello.
Did Chuck E. Cheese win?
Chuck E. Cheese has not won yet.
Okay, all right, dope. Sorry
Welcome back.
That was a very important call, so I did have to jump to that real quick.
All good. I did most of the round. I wanted to wait until I got to the Elite Eight.
This is like this matchup is exactly like I can see a couple of the votes here, and we are pretty much on the same page.
All right. Chuck E. Cheese versus Kool-Aid Man, Ross. Where are we going?
This is rough. Both of these these are big time childhood nostalgia memories right here.
Yeah.
Having both of these going. Man, I gotta go Chuck E. Cheese.
Let's go Chuck E. Cheese.
I gotta go Chuck E. Cheese. Chuck E. Cheese had putt. Kool-Aid did not.
Exactly. Okay, Ross. Kid Cuisine made a run, but then ended up getting knocked out by the Burger King. And versus, I don't remember the brand name, but I always remember really liking this bubblegum and always picking it because of the mascot.
Oh yeah,
it's a colorful mascot
called? Yeah, bubblegum.
And I always remember liking the bubblegum.
Yeah. I can't remember what bubblegum this is. Floyd D. Duck. This is from Bubble Yum.
Bubble Yum. Yes, I loved Bubble Yum. But to be fair, the Burger King did have his own video game series.
He did have his own video game series. Wasn't Burger King just in the news for something really not great here recently? Oh, right. Burger King UK.
Yes.
So I'm happy to move Floyd D. Duck here, Bubble Yum. Over.
All right, the bottom side of this bracket, Ross. Let's look through it real quick. It's kind of really scary. Like I couldn't this man, no. The cheese stick man, made me afraid to eat cheese sticks.
That's terrifying. That's really terrifying.
Look at this little rabbit.
What is that thing from?
This guy.
I hate some of these.
It's just a mouth. I don't know what they did, but we're gonna move on. Floyd D. Duck.
Incredible. Floyd D. Duck.
Vlasic versus Jack in the Box.
Ooh. I'm going Jack in the Box, but shout out Vlasic deserves respect.
Yes, I'll go Jack in the Box. And then we have Warhead versus Pepsi Man.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know Pepsi Man was a thing, if I'm being 100% honest.
Listen, I love Pepsi Man. Pepsi Man also has his own video game. And it's iconic, yes.
Wow.
But I will say the reason Warheads has moved on so far, I've never seen a logo so accurately depict what it's a perfect logo. It accurately shows what a Warhead will do to you.
Yeah, my vote would be Warhead, but I will hear you out if you have more of a connection with Pepsi Man. Because like I said, I didn't really know Pepsi Man was a thing, but it also had like a video game and stuff, as you mentioned. So I wouldn't be mad at you for advancing Pepsi
Shout
Man.
out to Pepsi Man. For senior day in school, at my senior year of high school, someone came dressed as Pepsi Man.
Sick.
The most random costume to wear because 95% of the people didn't know who Pepsi Man was.
That's hysterical.
But I love Pepsi. I do love Pepsi Man, but I'll go Warheads. I do love Pepsi Man though.
I want to see real quick if the Warhead guy has a name.
Yeah. That's fair.
Warhead guy. Wally Warhead. Oh, excuse me. Wally Warheads. Plural.
Wally Warheads. Okay, let's go Wally Warhead. And then we have Floyd D. Doug versus Chuck E. Cheese.
I think I have to go Chuck E. Cheese here.
Yeah.
Because you know why?
Why?
Chuck E. Cheese has putt-putt golf. Wally Warhead does not. Excuse me. Floyd D. Duck does not.
All right, Jack in the Box versus Wally Warheads.
I kind of feel like we have to go Jack in the Box here.
Let's go Jack in the Box.
Like
Elite commercials.
Yeah, exactly.
Elite commercials for Jack in the Box. And then we have Chuck E. Cheese versus Jack in the Box. We'll finish the bracket tomorrow.
That's great. We should put this one out for a vote too.
Do you want to do this one
Oh yeah, like do this. Okay, I understand. I hear you. Yeah. Okay. Whew. I'm feeling Jack in the Box. Elite commercials.
Ooh, Hassan Reddick to the Panthers, Ross.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good fit. I like that. I'm feeling Hassan Reddick and Brian Burns. That's really good. It's a really good pass rush.
And Jeremy Chin.
Who can do anything. I'm really about Jack in the Box here. Elite commercials. The ice cream cone hat is consistently one of my favorites. And of course, the Jack in the Box style. That is the actual like mascot itself, the actual face itself.
And I have never once been worried that Jack in the Box would murder me.
Yes, and I have consistently been worried about Chuck E. Cheese.
When I was there, man, I was convinced that he was real and that he was going to murder me.
Wow.
So I'll go Jack in the Box.
There was a reason why I went to Celebration Station more than Chuck E. Cheese, and it's not just because it was closer and cheaper. I didn't fear for my life.
Better putt-putt golf.
Better putt-putt golf. That is very true.
All right, and we'll leave it at this matchup for tomorrow. And
yeah,
I'm excited to see how this. I'm excited to see how that pans out, Ross.
Yeah, find out who's going to take on Jack in the Box. Who takes on Jack in the Box? Yes, Hassan Reddick to the Panthers. I think that's a great signing, and I'm looking forward to that one a ton. All right, anything else before we wrap up?
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers. All right,
so full pro day for Josh Imatorbhebhe, 46.5 vert, 24 on the bench, 4.48 40, and 11.2 broad jump.
Yep, pretty incredible day. Oh, lots of fun. We got more pro days tomorrow, more free agency tomorrow. The first four begins tomorrow as well, and I'm sure a lot more news.
Boom, boom, boom.
A lot more news. So we'll get to all of it tomorrow. Make sure you come back 5 p.m. Eastern time. Full press radio, full press coverage. Dylan Ross Save Sports. We appreciate you being here. For Dylan Sanders, I'm Ross Jackson. You can follow Dylan Sanders on Twitter at Dilly Sanders. Myself at Ross Jackson Nola. Full press radio at Full Press Radio. Thank you very much for coming through. We'll see you tomorrow 5 p.m. Eastern time.